Hi, my name is Carlos Briseño, and welcome to another episode of The Sacrament of the Present Moment. In Chapter 1, Section 5 of Abandonment to Divine Providence, Father de Caussade repeats some of his earlier points, such as fulfilling the duty of the moment. He is re-emphasizing that whatever God allows in the moment will make you holy, and thus we need to obey and surrender to God's will at all times. But there are a couple of new ideas he shares. One is that everything that we learn, especially through reading, should consist of finding out what God has planned for us at each moment. That which is not chosen for us by God is harmful, he writes. In today's world, where people can spend hours reading social media posts or other content on the web, this is particularly relevant advice. I know several friends who say they spend hours being distracted by what one referred to as, quote, going down the rabbit hole of the internet, which is another way of saying reading empty things just leads to emptiness in your life. De Caussade advocates reading as long as it leads you to God. He also brings up an interesting point. He does not want us to be like detectives, meaning don't try to figure out why this or that happened with the goal of figuring out what God is trying to do. Scrutinizing things to see if they will benefit you is not important, he says. What is important is understanding that God is using everything in life to implant Christ into the depths of our hearts, and consequently, we should not set limits by trying to figuring it out. Instead, it is up to us to trust God confidently and completely. We are sustained by God and possessing Him through obeying His will and trusting that all He allows in our lives is all that we need. If we do this, then we grow in Christ, and we are molded and perfected into a, quote, new self, someone holy, someone who is the complete fulfillment of what God, in His infinite wisdom, wants us to become, if only we obey His holy will. In the next section from Chapter 1, we will dive into the concept of what indifference means. Until then, I hope you are able to seek the divine in the present moment, moment by moment by moment.